curve. You've ever noticed that the person who texts back last often feels more attractive? The one who is slightly distant, slightly mysterious, slightly harder to read, somehow pulls more emotional attention than the one who shows clear interest. It feels irrational, but it happens again and again. You tell yourself you want stability, yet your mind keeps replaying the unpredictable one. So what's actually happening inside your brain? Why does emotional unavailability sometimes feel like magnetism instead of a warning sign? Before we go deeper, subscribe to Power Layers if you want real psychology explained in a way you can actually use in daily life. Because attraction is not random, it follows patterns, and once you see them, you stop falling for them blindly. The first layer is uncertainty. The human brain is wired to seek closure. When someone is emotionally consistent, your brain relaxes because the outcome feels predictable. Leave when someone is inconsistent, warm one day and distant the next, your brain enters problem-solving mode. That mental loop creates obsession. We mistake mental preoccupation for emotional depth. Uncertainty increases dopamine. Dopamine is not the chemical of happiness, it's the chemical of anticipation. When someone gives you unpredictable attention, your brain releases more dopamine because it is waiting for the next reward. The same mechanism exists in gambling psychology. Veritable rewards are more addictive than guaranteed ones. Emotionally unavailable behavior often follows that exact pattern. Another layer is perceived value, where someone appears less available, your brain unconsciously assumes they must have options. Scarcity creates perceived importance. If everyone has access to something, it feels ordinary. If access feels limited, it feels valuable. Emotional distance can artificially create that illusion of high value. There is also ego involvement. When someone is fully available and interested, there is no challenge to your self-worth. But when someone pulls away, it activates your need to prove yourself. You begin trying harder, texting smarter, behaving differently. That effort creates emotional investment. Right. And once you invest effort, your brain tries to justify it by increasing attachment. Let's talk about attachment psychology. If someone grew up experiencing inconsistent emotional responses, unpredictability can feel familiar. Familiar does not mean healthy, but it feels normal. So, when an emotionally unavailable person appears, your nervous system recognizes the pattern. That recognition can be misinterpreted as chemistry. In reality, it may simply be repetition of an old emotional script. Social status also plays a role. People who appear less emotionally reactive often look more controlled. Emotional control signals strength. Even if that control is actually avoidance, it can still be perceived as stability at first glance. Calm detachment can look like confidence before you see the deeper pattern. But here is the danger. Real confidence is emotionally available and stable. Emotional unavailability is distance disguised as mystery. One builds connection. The other builds tension. Tension feels intense, but intensity is not the same as compatibility. Notice something important. When someone is truly emotionally secure, they communicate clearly. They don't disappear to test you. They don't withhold affection to create leverage. They don't create confusion to maintain control. Clarity may feel less dramatic, but it builds something stronger than adrenaline. You often feel drawn to emotionally unavailable people. Ask yourself one question. Do you feel calm around them, or do you feel anxious? Attraction built on anxiety keeps your nervous system activated. Attraction built on stability feels peaceful. Peace can feel boring if your brain is addicted to chaos. Here's a psychological reframe. Instead of chasing intensity, start observing consistency. They. Instead of asking, "Do they like me?" ask, "Do I feel secure with them?" That shift alone can change your dating patterns. Now, let's flip the perspective. Some people become emotionally unavailable strategically. They believe distance increases attractiveness. In short-term dynamics, it can convert long-term. Emotional safety wins. Relationships built on mystery collapse when real vulnerability is required. If this is making you rethink past attractions, comment below. Have you ever confused intensity with compatibility? I read every comment because these patterns are more common than people admit. The strongest presence in any room is not the most distant person. It is the most emotionally grounded one. Someone who is warm but not desperate. Open but not overexposed. Confident but not cold. That balance creates sustainable attraction. Here's your experiment this week. Notice who makes you feel calm and who makes you feel uncertain. Track your emotional state instead of just your excitement level. Stability may not create fireworks instantly, but it builds real connection over time. And real connection always outlasts emotional games. Attraction is powerful, but awareness is power. When you understand the psychology, you stop romanticizing red flags. You start choosing peace over adrenaline. And that shift changes everything. If this opened your perspective, share this with someone who keeps chasing the wrong pattern. Subscribe to Power Layers, because next video, we're breaking down the psychology of why people lose respect in relationships without realizing it. Stay aware. Stay intentional. Stay layered.